Hi, I'm Greg Groenewald from South Africa, currently working with Simon. Well, I'll just put you in the picture. What we're doing at the moment is busy doing charcoal drawings of pretty much all the athletes that he photographs out in the UK. What we're doing at the moment is actually doing charcoal work, and the best sort of charcoal work that we can think of doing is when you use a white background. It really makes the skin tone come out, and it makes my job a lot easier as an artist. I've been doing this for most of my life. Currently got hold of me through an Instagram account and just took it from there. I've been doing some work from him recently. He seems to be happy with it. Hopefully you guys will be happy with the work I do as well. And it's just how it goes. I'm going to be talking you through a bit of the process as we go along. So, and sometimes a bit of the sketching work you can actually see now as I do it, and I'll give you some idea of the process involved, of exactly how it all happens. Let's see how we go. If you want to follow my Instagram account, more than welcome to check it out and see what you think. It can be found at nakedeye_art. Alright, so let's see how we go. I'm going to be showing you a bit of my work, and let's just see what you think. Yeah, send me, inbox me. Welcome to follow me is great. And let's see where this journey goes. Yeah, this picture over here is one of the original ones sent, one of the very first ones sent to me by Simon. It's of Jade Wallace. She's a dancer, and this one was done in charcoal as well. Again, as you can see, a lot of movement there. a lot of layers. This took about approximately 3 days to get done. I did the wireframe first, and it's been the second day just doing, you know, the interior, the inside of it, and then the third day finishing off with the background. I find the backgrounds are very important. Leaving just a white surface behind it, it just seems to leave a bit of an unfinished look and feel to it. So I just felt that chucking in the background, using a bit of imagination with charcoal, and especially with charcoal, I mean, in fact it's only with charcoal, kind of gives the depth that really brings it out of the surface. She's actually wearing a tutu over there, and putting all that together and everything, again, so charcoal just sort of lends itself to something like this. It's my preferred medium, obviously. You know, I just think it really makes the image come out, and it's worked, you know, it really looks excellent. So yeah, she's a stunning dancer from what Simon told me. I spoke to Jade myself, and what a tremendous person. So yeah, you know, again too, with sort of form and figure and lighting, muscle tone, it just lends itself to really an incredible picture. This charcoal was done again too, so listen to me. This one was supplied to me by, again, Simon Wright, Bethany Harrison. She's, again, a stunning dancer, really amazing body in her, and again, tone, form, movement, reflection of water, great photography, just lends itself again to this sort of work. It just absolutely really works. And yeah, it's the more kind of work I get like this, the better it makes my work look. This was, you know, sent through to Simon today, well actually last week, around this week, and what he did was he printed this out in canvas. It was sent in high resolution, and he printed this onto canvas, block mounted, and gave it to her today, which is the, what is the date today? 29th. Yeah, and she was apparently really happy with it. I got a message from her myself not too long afterwards thanking me for it, and it really works. I mean, charcoal and canvas just absolutely works. So it's amazing, the internet these days. You can do a picture halfway across the world, email it across to an artist, in this case in England, and then he prints it out onto canvas and then block mounts and gives it to the client on the other side of the dance, or the person who it was done off, and it looks as good if not better than the original. It's just an amazing electronic world we live in. So it makes international art really work, and in this case it has. So we'll be obviously doing this sort of thing a lot more often, and as you can see, the results really speak for themselves. This is actually a sketch I'm currently busy with right now. Simon sent through this to me last week, and I got stuck into it during the course of today. It doesn't take that long to do. Just obviously the wireframe, when you do the actual outline, is quite important. Proportions are extremely important when you're doing figure work. The reason being is that if you get just one thing wrong, it throws everything out. So it's very important to do the outline first, and then after that you just fill it in with charcoal. I like to use 3 different types of charcoal. This one I'm currently using right now is hard. It gives a very nice sort of finish, especially if you just sketch it over here, and the muscle tone tends to come out quite nicely. I use hard, medium and soft. The soft one is currently broken, so I use this one over here. It's charcoal, it's extra soft or whatever. It's excellent for making the dark areas really dark and then blending it into the skin tone area over here, and then just darkening the areas and then blending it in. It takes many layers. I like to do it in layers. Reason being, it just sort of gives it more depth. And of course over here is medium. Medium is quite good, especially when you do the sort of highlighted areas. The mid-tones come out quite nicely when you just go over it a few times. It really makes a huge difference to the overall tone of the finished product. You don't want to obviously rush it, because even though it does take quite quickly, rushing it tends to make it very scratchy and looks crackly as far as I'm concerned, really. But overall, whoops, I have to get rid of that. It really gives a very, very nice finish. I love charcoal, the depth that you get from it, your mid-tones, your highlights and your shadow area really, really come out. You can go extremely dark, and then of course make it, obviously depending on what surface you're using it, you can make it very, very light as well, which gives a very nice tone overall. So that's why I like to do things in charcoal. Reason being is that the skin tone, the muscles, everything really come out extremely well. You can really give the depth and character, and especially if you're an athlete, it really makes the drawing, once completed, look incredible. You have to really try hard to screw up a drawing in charcoal, as far as I'm concerned. But yeah, just a brief summary of my technique and how I do it. And the most difficult part of doing the drawing is obviously the proportions. Very, very important, and can be a real mission to get it right. But once right, then everything else just sort of flows. So yeah, I think with Simon sending me work, he's a brilliant photographer. Makes my job a lot easier. It makes my job extremely difficult when you get a rubbish picture to draw from. There's nothing you can do with it. So you have to make it up as you go along, and often the customer might not be happy with it. So there's always issues with that. But overall, if you've got a good to work with, something to work with, then definitely with a photographer like Simon Wright and others like him who really know their stuff, makes my job as an artist. Also, I'm a photographer myself, but I mean, as an artist, it's a lot easier to get it exactly right. It really makes a huge difference to one's work. And obviously, one's audience, if they enjoy the original artwork, then they talk, and then word gets around, and then, yeah, things can start happening. But as I said, if you guys are interested in doing work like this, or having work done, I'll be like this. Get a guy like Simon to do your work for you. It's really worth spending extra money, because he really knows his stuff, and the tones make my job, as I said, a lot easier to work with. So yeah, I think it's basically, there's nothing much else to say. Just that yeah, I've been doing this for long enough, so I know what I'm looking for, and I look for a drawing. I know he always sends me a few samples, but generally all of them are pretty good. It's a bit of a toss up which one I end up choosing. I just like the pose of this one much better than the other ones. But as you can see, it's pretty much finished. There's a lot going on here, and to get it exactly right, it does take a bit of time. But once it's done, it can look incredible. Yeah, okay.